What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and on this video I talk about the 3 questions that you should be asking any Walmart automation service before you get started with them. These 3 questions will demystify the entire process for you, so you've got to know these on hand and be ready to go when you do speak with whoever it is that you're speaking with on this particular topic. So I'm super excited to share these with you. The other thing I'm going to share with you is a record-breaking day on one of the Walmart stores. So I'm fired up to show this to you. Q4 is here. It's alive and it's kicking. I'm fired up. I hope you're fired up. Let's do this. All right, so winter is coming and Q4 is in full effect. What does that mean? Well, that means more money in your pocket, especially if you're in the game. So today we're going to talk about the 3 most common, or the 3 questions you should be asking any Walmart service provider. They aren't common because I don't know anybody that's asking them. And lastly, I don't really know any legit companies other than a couple that are offering this service. So again, if you'd like to talk more with me on the phone about what your options are, my email is below. Hit me up. I'll be more than happy to jump on a call with you. But first, let's talk about those 3 questions that you got to be asking. And in order to illustrate the very first point, remember, we are going to see the record-breaking day on one of the stores at the end of this. But in order to illustrate the first point, I've got my little drawing here, which is, I did a hell of a job. I'm pretty proud of myself. All joking aside, though, yeah, I suck at the arts, but I do know some business. But let's look at this drawing and illustrate number 1 question you should be asking them. And this is by far the most important question. This one will save you money. It would help you from getting ripped off. It'll help you from finding someone that is merely hacking the system. If you don't find out this question, there is the potential that that company is hacking the system, and in due time they will get the ban hammer put down on them by Walmart. And you don't want to be in the midst of that ban hammer. So what is that question? That question is, are you physically repackaging the product at your own warehouse and then shipping it out to the client? Meaning, is the client going to get an Amazon box, or are they going to get a Walmart box? Because at the end of the day, heaven forbid they get an Amazon box, they will 100% complain and you will get your account shut down at some point, which means you'll either be suspended and or terminated and lose the ability to get that funds that's stuck in the account for at least 180 days. So how do you find out if this is the case? Well, you ask them that magic question. Are you physically repackaging stuff in your own warehouse or at a third-party warehouse and then shipping it out to the Walmart client? So just to remind you really quick, how does it all work? How does a legit store, a legit 2-step store work versus a standard dropshipping store? The standard dropshipping store takes the products that are listed on Walmart and it orders them from Amazon, and then from Amazon, this ships directly to the customer. So it goes just like this. 1 step to Walmart, to order from Amazon, boom, to the customer. That's how a 1-step standard store starts out. How does a fake 2-step store go? Well, a fake 2-step store is nothing more than you get an order from Walmart, you order it from Amazon, but in the meantime, while you got that order going from Amazon, a third-party warehouse or another vendor ships out a trinket and or a postcard to the customer, giving that tracking number to Walmart. Therefore, you don't get a hit for VTR or valid tracking rate. It looks like a legit package is going to the customer. The problem with that is twofold. First and foremost, you are still using an Amazon box, whereas the customer will eventually get that Amazon box and they will complain. So that could shut you down. Number 2 thing, at some point, Walmart's going to get a lot more savvy with this, and they're going to track the dimensions of the package, and they're going to say, hey, hold on a second. This 18-pack of Welch's juice, how in the hell does this weigh under 5 ounces? It's impossible, right? When on the website, they know clear as day that it weighs 8 pounds. So eventually they're going to get caught. Eventually that's going to get the ban hammer put down in, because it's all BS. It's not happening like that. So how do we do and how do we prevent this? Well, we figure out, let's look at the 2-step model, and this is true 2-step. This is the legit people out there, very few of them that are offering legit 2-step, and that is, we put the packages on Walmart, the package is ordered from Amazon, but now instead of that package going to the customer, it's going to a warehouse. That is our warehouse, a third-party warehouse that preps, they pack, they ship that shit out, they send it to the customer with a legit tracking number, with a blank box and or a Walmart box, so everything looks like it is in fact coming 100% from Walmart. Why is this important? Well, because everything's on point. You got tracking that matches the true weight. You've got the package that is either blank and or Walmart branded, so the customer thinks they're getting this from Walmart and they're effing stoked, right? They're effing stoked. They just got their package. All prices look good. They don't investigate it further on Amazon, and they're happier than pigs in shit. They won't complain. They might return it. They might get a refund because they changed their mind on it, whatever. The point is, you're still going to get those refunds regardless. However, with this model, nobody's aware that you're using Amazon as the supplier, and everything runs nice and smooth. Not even Walmart's aware. Walmart's happy because they believe that you're following compliance, you're working within their terms of service, and everything looks fantastic. That is why that question is, in fact, the most important question that you can ask any service provider. It'll save you money, it'll save you a lot of time, and it'll help you keep this model running for years and years to come. So that brings me to question number 2. And this is also an important one just to sort of get an understanding for if the service provider can handle volume. And what I mean by that is that this type of model is largely intense on people on the ground, meaning that the service provider will have to have employees that are local that are going to be prepping, repackaging, and shipping things out. That takes a lot of manpower. And let's face it, we're not in China, we're not in the Philippines, therefore it is going to cost money. You are going to have a higher turnover, and it's just going to mean money out of their pocket. So that sets off 2 red flags in any of the following things were to happen. First off, that is finding out how many brand new people they're onboarding a month. If they tell you that it's an unlimited amount of people, chances are that service is BS, or they really haven't come across the problem with scaling this type of model. And that's because they're just trying to earn your business. So they'll tell you pretty much anything at this point. But the reality is, with this type of model, scaling can be often difficult and often challenging. Therefore, you want to find a service provider that is slowly scaling and gives you answers that sound pretty legit. And it's answers like, we're only taking a handful of customers per month. After that, we're no longer taking any more until the following month. Now you might ask yourself, Liz, why is that a good answer? I don't understand. If they can only take a few people a month, why would that be a good thing? Well, the reason that it is a good thing is because it's very realistic. Because this model is so brand new, there is no service provider out there that can truly predict how scaling is going to happen on a massive level. So would you rather work with a service provider that could say, I could take on an unlimited amount of clients, and they're bragging about, oh, we made $30 million last year and we're going to make $30 million more this year? The reality is that is going to be very difficult if you don't have the right number of employees at the right time. And again, like I said, it takes time to figure out how many employees you'll need for any given store during any period in time. So Christmas can turn out to be just a wildfire, and really they might not be able to keep up with the packaging. In that case, you could get your store suspended because of these logistical nightmares that could happen as a result of scaling way too fast. So again, one of the most important questions is, how many stores can you handle per month? If it's unlimited, run. Run for the hills, head for the hills, faster than Speedy Gonzalez. Yeah, I use that joke all the time, I know. I'll stop using it right now. Head for the hills and focus on somebody that's looking to scale slowly. And it's important that they offer your store just as great a service as any other store out there. So that's number 2. Let's get to question number 3 now, which is a little less important, but still nonetheless important. And that is, how much is the service? Now, what you got to be looking for here is, since it is 2-step, and since you have to have, number 1, a warehouse, and number 2, physical employees on the ground, it's going to be a lot more intense in terms of cost. It's going to cost the service provider a lot more to run the store. So you should expect anything over $25,000. To be quite honest, if you don't have more than $25,000 to put into this business model, then it's not the right business model for you. Anything below $25,000, again, it makes 0 sense that they would be able to run this type of operation with that little money, considering they got to have a warehouse as well as employees. And again, the number of employees is undetermined until this runs long enough for them to be able to predict these numbers accurately. So again, you're looking for anything over $25,000 that answers the other questions the way we discussed, and nothing that's under that. If you're going to pay a lot less for it, like I said again, chances are you're not going to be very happy, and something along the line is either going to cost you more money, or they're just not been doing this for a long time and they cannot predict what it's going to cost to run this type of operation. But that's a pretty quick rundown on the 3 top questions you should be asking any Walmart automation service provider. It is imperative that you ask those questions and you find out the answer. That way you can have a profitable long-term store. Now again, my email is below in case you need to reach out and would like to jump on a call with me to talk about Walmart automation service. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. questions and comments, go below. I always personally answer those, and I'll see you guys next time.